Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I got woo hair this morning. I thought I would embrace the woo a little bit. How are we all doing? And welcome to Thursday. Oh, you guys, it's popped off in the house, hasn't it? So the kids are ill. 2 out of 3 are coughing and sore throating, and as a result, we got to keep them off school. Got to keep all of them off school, and we've all got to isolate until we have clear tests. So yeah, that's the latest from the Wallace household, from IATQB HQ. Ivy has been up all night, bless her, just coughing. She's hot and she's sweaty. And I've just got a feeling that they've just got back to school and they're all together and they've all got all the collective germs all together. And because she went to a childminders and not a nursery, I just don't think she's had the exposure to the same things a lot of the other kids have had. So, but Poppy's woke up the same, and all hers, she's got a sore throat, she's got all her tonsils are up. So I just think we've got a little bit of lurg going on in the QB household today. So we're keeping them all off. So if you can hear them pottering around in the background, that is why. It means that I'm in no rush to get away from the school run this morning, though. So thank heavens for small graces. Go on, jump out, sweetie, while I'm doing the show. Go on. Get out. And now, of course, she's absolutely fine. But I can't, for the sake of the safety of the kids that are at school, I can't just send her in, especially with it being a sore throat, which is a bit of a pain in the bum. But hey ho! First past the post this morning, Joanne Smith. Good morning. Happy Sassy Thursday to you. Jane Emmington is joining us. Karen Dawkins. Hey girl. We've got Lisa Jane on this morning and Danielle Hobson. If you are watching along, do us a favour. Don't be a voyeur. Leave us some comments. Ask us some questions. Tell us what is happening in the world with you. We are all guns blazing, ready to start the IATQB Be Heard. So you want to be a speaker challenge this Monday. So those of you that have requested to join the pop-up group, you will be let in. We will let you in over the course of tomorrow, so you can get in and start getting to know each other. I'll give you a little bit of feel for what to expect over the coming days in that pop-up group. So if you do want to get to grips with speaking about your business, you need to be part of the challenge. Every single day this week, I've had the ticker going along the bottom of the screen so that you know where to go, what to do in order to sign up. It is completely free and it's super, super important that you are talking about your businesses, my darlings. It is important. I'm going to help you do it. So this week, I have been getting up to all kinds of things. So last night was the Great British Entrepreneurial Awards. I was a finalist in the Entrepreneurial Spirit Awards. I didn't win, which I was furious about. I was robbed. I'm joking. I didn't win, but just to even be nominated to be a part of the finalists for the Great British Entrepreneurial Awards, it is a pretty big deal. So to even be in the finalist section was honestly such an honor, and they really, really looked after all of their finalists as well. They sent presents through, they sent gifts through, for us to enjoy whilst we watch it. It was a lovely thing to be a part of. It was very interesting to be a part of something that was normally held, in real life. So ordinarily we'd have gone along, we'd have dressed up, we'd have got a table, it'd have been a posh affair, and instead I sat in my pajamas and watched it on live. But they used some really, really cool software, some conferences software. I think it was called Hopin, which I'm going to take a look at just in case any future IATQB events get cancelled, because it was a really cool setup to use. So that's what I learned last night. Hopin looks pretty epic as a networking space. So what are you guys up to? Are you winning this week? Let us know what the weather is doing where you are in the world. It is a bit shit impressive. Is it raining? Oh, it's absolutely weighing it down out there, chucking it down in Preston. Let me know what the weather's doing where you are in the world, and we can represent you accordingly on the fake weather board. What else have I got to tell you? I've told you about the challenge. I've told you about last night. I have told you I have been going live. So when I tell you about closed mouths don't get fed, your girl practices what she preaches. So not only do I turn up every single morning, Monday to Friday, here talking to you guys about business and what I do and all of that. Also, I've been going into different groups and sharing the Hopin software. It was great, wasn't it? Debbie Marks, a fellow contestant last night. It was really cool. I really enjoyed it. There was different areas where you could go and network. There was different platforms on which, you know, the sponsors were giving like little talks. You could go into different sessions. Then they had the main stage. There was a big chat that went along the side. There was private chats that you could have. It was really good. It was like face-to-face networking that you could do. Really, really interesting piece of software that they used. And it's something that I'm definitely going to explore more for IATQB. So yeah, I've been going around lots of different groups, doing some talks, doing some adding of value, particularly given that we feel like, I don't know about you, but feeling like we're in that kind of pressure cooker once again of not knowing what's happening, knowing what's happening. People are starting to do silly things like panic buy again. The toilet roll, like one of the local shops to us, was absolutely cleared out the other day. It's just a bit silly. So a little bit of sense among the craziness. My incredible friend and friend of the show, Deep Badgewood, did a live yesterday talking about swimming and being around lots of swimmers. And if we use the analogy of business being a body of water, now when times are a little bit strange, I'm not going to say difficult because they don't have to be difficult, but when times are a bit strange and when, you know, we're being pulled in different directions. Yesterday I had another 10 gigs cancel with regards to my singing, so we still don't know what's happening with the singing side of the business. You get to choose what to do with your arms and your legs like when you're in the water. You get to choose to keep your arms and your legs still, and how will that fare for you? You get to choose to flail around with your arms and your legs. How far will that get you? Or you get to choose to purposefully move your arms and your legs in a coordinated manner to get to where you are going. And that is what we're going to be speaking to our incredible guest this morning. The gorgeous Amy Hatch, the Timeless Stylist, about being in the events industry. What does that look like for people in the events industry at the moment? And also, where are the positives? Let's have a look for the positives. Let's solution seek together. Are you ready? Good. I'm glad you are. Please welcome to the show the very gorgeous, the very glamorous, the very timeless Amy Hatch. Good morning.
Good morning, my lovely lady. How are you?
I'm good. I'm tired from having a poorly bubba last night, but I'm okay. I'm rocking the woo hair this morning.
Oh, my Wi-Fi is going.
Oh, your Wi-Fi is not happy. You've stowed yourself away, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I'm very fortunate. I had the best clients. I did a shoot yesterday, and I was meant to drive all the way home. She said, "Nope, you're staying where I'm staying." So she's put me in this really beautiful little cottage, rather than driving 5 hours home.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it, when you're doing shoots and you're doing location places like that. If you're doing style shoots and all of that kind of business, yeah, you've got to travel to the nice gaffs, haven't you?
You have.
So what was the shoot yesterday? Can you tell us about it?
It was for a wedding planner, a lovely wedding planner friend of mine, to elevate her portfolio. She had this incredible story to tell, so that's why she came to me. So I like to really tell stories within my work. Yeah. And her husband's Italian, and his grandfather was in the war, so it was based around World War II. How he left his love in Italy to go to the war. And he was actually in a concentration camp right at the end when Germany changed their stance on Italy. He was in a concentration camp, but then an American soldier. Oh, I've got goosebumps telling it.
I've got goosebumps talking about it.
Yeah, an American soldier found him and took him got him out of the concentration camp, and then he went back to his love in Italy, and they had 65 years together.
I thought he was going to say I had 65 children then. I'm like, whoa, they got busy after that. My goodness, 65 years together after that. Oh, that's amazing. What a beautiful story. So, Amy, tell us about what it is that you do. Tell us about the Timeless Stylist and what that's about.
Yeah, so I've been running it for around about 4 years now. So I curate stories of enduring beauty through considered and refined design for weddings, events, and brands. So predominantly I was doing it so it was design and styling for just my wedding couples for a sort of 2-3 years, and then in the last year or so I've started working with other wedding brands, teaching others what I do in terms of elevating your brand, refining your aesthetic, And like what I did yesterday, producing a styled shoot or a brand shoot that's really going to tell your brand story through imagery.
Right. So do you take the photos? Do you bring people together to take the photos? Like what is your role within that kind of storytelling?
So I'm a designer and stylist. So
Yeah.
I take the story, I create a beautiful design brief on it, and then we execute it. So through my styling, so I bring all the team together, whoever that will be. I work a lot with the same photographer. I work with really fine art film photographers who have that really beautiful earthreal style.
Yes.
And it matches the kind of styling that I produce.
Yeah, you can definitely tell when it's your work. It is so beautiful, and it's so captivating, the work that you do. And your Instagram is completely flawless, with examples of your work. And I go there sometimes just to go and get lost in the pictures because they're just so gorgeous.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. I think that's what we all kind of want to be, our work to be seen, especially in the if you've got an aesthetic brand. You want your work to be seen and be recognized as you before they know it's you. That's the goal, isn't it? So to hear that someone says that, it's really nice.
I love it. I love it. So what brought you to that work, Amy? What brought you to becoming a design stylist? What's the Instagram account, please? We need to share that. You guys need to go and check the Instagram. Dani, don't leave while we're talking. Go and have a look afterwards. But what is the Timeless Stylist, isn't it, on Instagram? So it is as easy as typing into search the Timeless Stylist, and you will see Amy and her incredible work on there. Please do check it out. We're going to pop all of the links to Amy's work on the live today, but we're going to talk first, so stay where you are. Don't go buggering off to go and look at her work just yet. Let's find out more about Amy. so what brought you to the work that you do?
So I did something that was completely not related. I was a PA and office manager in London for around 10 years, I guess. And I loved working in creative industries because I knew I had that kind of within me.
You had that creative heart.
Yeah. So I worked in magazine publishers, design agency, and so forth. But I was never doing the creative role. I was sort of
kind of like watching on and organising everything and thinking, do you know what, I could bloody do that.
Well, I didn't think I could bloody do that, but I thought I would want to do that. But I didn't have that strength to believe that I could do it.
Got you.
Yeah, until I had my son. So I think a lot of mothers will probably resonate with this, that when you have children, or anyone, when something happens in your life quite monumental and you have a shift and you reevaluate everything. And I reevaluated what I was doing, and I knew that I couldn't go back to what I was doing. I was actually treated quite unfairly in my pregnancy, so knew I couldn't go back to that position. But as a whole, I knew I couldn't go back to something that I didn't have any passion for.
Yeah.
And something ignited in me. Somehow I got that little bit of belief that thought, I am creative. I can do it.
You can. It's hard, isn't it? So there's a lot of us out there, and there's people that will be watching this that will have seen something that they want to do, that they could see themselves doing, but not believe in themselves enough to be able to take the first steps, because the first steps are always the hardest. Just like when I came out of corporate and decided that was going to be a single full time, to actually take steps to make the phone calls to the venues, to the agencies, and say, like, look, would you book me? Would you take a chance? I don't have a portfolio yet. I don't have a whole like show reel yet to show you, but I'm good. And getting people to believe you so you can build those assets and then build a business. Taking those first steps is really you've got some stones, haven't you?
Absolutely. Yeah, you really have. But yeah, I think just the fire within me, I was like, I had a child, so I can achieve anything.
Yeah, my God, I could push a body out of my body. I could do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So what did that look like? So you had the baby, and you was like, right, I've got this belief, I've got this fire now. What did that journey then look like to start creating the Timeless Stylist? Because it is a really iconic brand within the industry.
Thank you. Yeah, there was a couple of years, and it was quite, as most people starting their business, kind of second guessing everything, not really knowing what I was doing. I had obviously had that self belief, but not the same level of self belief that I've got today.
Yeah. Now you know that you smash it.
Well, I've been like massively worked the last couple of years. I've massively worked on myself, because I think I realized, I was just thinking earlier, I thought you were going to ask me something like this, and I was just thinking back to the kind of the steps that, and I significantly remember doing a styled shoot, and not having the confidence to kind of own my responsibility and my talent, right, and taking a step back and letting people overtake. And just the whole, I think it was a 3-hour journey back, the whole way in the car, crying on the way back, because it just didn't go well. But it was because of my self-belief and my confidence. So my first couple of years in business weren't where, it didn't particularly go where I wanted it to be. So I looked at everything. I looked at what I was doing in my business and my life, and I kind of...
Just give me 1 second, Amy. I've got all the kids. What's up, babe?
Nothing to watch.
Go downstairs. Go take it downstairs, please. Go on. Of course they don't feel poorly now. Oh God, you can't. Do you know what? You can't even risk it for a chocolate biscuit now. Ordinarily you go go on, then you're feeling all right, go on in, but you just can't risk it. Anyway, my apologies. So tell me, carry on.
So yes, I spent a couple of years, and I was self-doubting myself. I was doing what a lot of people do, comparing yourself to everybody, and not getting where I wanted to in business. So I looked at everything. I looked at what I was doing in my business. Had a great session with who you know very well, Lisa Johnson.
Do you know what? I just love how every, most mornings our Lisa gets a mention, because she does. She's like a fairy godmother, just like going around changing people's lives.
She does. She's gonna get a big head if she listens to this.
She'll like fairy god. She'll probably prefer fairy god sister or fairy god auntie.
Yeah. And just reevaluated everything. So I rebranded. I looked at myself. I looked at my confidence. I stopped following competitors on Instagram. All of those kind of things, and just really, really focused on. I massively niched down. Really niched, which is the biggest thing, I think. The massive confidence, consistency, and niching, like the 3 biggest things that have led me to where I am today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what you said right there is a really important thing. It's if you feel a little bit not wobbly, I guess, but if you're first starting out, it's very easy for the people around you who have large followings or whose work you consider, you admire. You almost have to stop following them in order to maintain your focus, because it's very easy to get waylaid and lose your way a little bit if you don't have your blinkers on. So it might sound strange, like in the first instance you'll follow people that inspire you within the industry, and then you've almost kind of got it, in order to carve your own space, you've got to put your blinkers on and just sort of pull them out of your eye line for a while whilst you really get focused. And this is something that I had to learn. There's lots of speaker coaches out there, and I had to massively respect these speaker coaches that are out there who are fantastic, really great, and they're excellent in their field, but they're not me, and I have to make sure that I keep my blinkers on. And so it's almost like I had to introduce myself to the field to start with, and then realize, actually, no, people are going to come to me for me. People are going to come to me for my delivery style, for the systems that I teach, and then they may even graduate from where I'm at and then go on to somebody else. But I can't, whilst I'm carving my path, focus on anybody else really that's doing what it is that I'm doing, because otherwise I'll just chew myself up. But there'll be so much anxiety that goes on that I won't be able to put my foot in front of the other.
Absolutely. Yeah. And also from the creative perspective as well, you need to kind of not follow people that do what you do, so you can just, because you might naturally you won't copy, but you
absorb.
Exactly. And it's so, and without even realizing, you might take that on. So because
when you are a creative heart, because because when you are creative, you're using inspiration from around you to create your vision. You are a sponge for the things that are around you. Sometimes you can't even help it. It's not that you, like you say, it's not copying. You've absorbed something. You've found something beautiful. And actually by really keeping focus, that can come from you, and you can take your inspiration, I guess, for want of a better phrase, from the right places, from nature, or from, just from the places that are around you, from venues that you visited or dressmakers that and all of that sort of stuff instead.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think unique inspiration is so important. Yeah.
So you are heavily in the events industry because of the nature of what it is that you do. There's a little clicking that's going on, and I don't know what it is, you guys. It's distracting me as well, but I think it's just because of that. I think it's because of the Wi-Fi isn't as strong as what it could be. So I don't think there's anything we can do about it. So do bear with us. So we got so we're talking about the events industry. There is a lot. I mean, it's a lot, isn't it, for everybody in the industry at the moment? And I think particularly for stylists and for photographers right now, I feel like stylists and photographers have got a real key role to play for the rest of the industry, to help keep the rest of the industry visible. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I instantly, when right at the beginning of lockdown, I think I took a week to go cry and go, ah! And then I thought, right, pull my big girl pants up and what can I do? But I wanted to do it in the right way. So my kind of messaging with everything and continuing, and it actually really, lockdown gave me this messaging, is baby steps, because I saw a lot of people going, right, you got to pivot, right, you got to keep on going, keep on showing up, keep on doing
go.
And I know from the people that I spoke to were like, especially more, I do tend to work with kind of introverts and more people that might not be the kind of, they do struggle. Yeah.
People who run toward the fire, I guess.
Yeah. So they didn't, that was the last thing they wanted to hear. They wanted to hear a softer voice. Someone to say, it's going to be okay, but don't stop. So I came and gave that message.
Yeah, absolutely. How did you give that message? What did you do?
So I ran a 5-day online seminar and brought amazing people in from the wedding industry, which was really lovely. Again, we all had that very similar stance, baby steps, slow steps. So it was I can't remember what the title was, but it was something along the lines of building your brand to come back stronger.
Right.
But so not focusing on what you can do right now to kind of get clients in, but slowly, what can you do over the whatever period? We didn't know how long we were going to be in that situation. And yes, I brought some great experts in that had just delivered some really key information that you could slowly put into your business, that you didn't have to run away and do right that moment. You could, take notes and then slowly put it into your business.
So what was the response from that? How did you find that people received that? Because there were lots of right at the beginning, there were lots of like online festivals, and there were lots of summits, and even when I did the big festoon, I almost called it not another fucking summit, because I was like, it was a lot. How did you find that people received that, and what was the good stuff that happened off of the back of it? Because they were necessary. Those summits, those festivals were absolutely necessary for us as leaders in our fields. To say to our audiences, like, in the right voices. So for me, it's a little bit more gung-ho. For you, it's a slightly softer voice. All and any approaches are necessary, because there are all and any people out there. What were some of the successes that come off of the back of that?
So I was lucky enough to do it. I think it was quite near the beginning, and then lots more people did it, which is fair enough. But for me personally, I've had some amazing responses, and people that say, people I'm working with now that say they started following me because they saw me on that, and they really appreciated the approach, and they're still following me today because of it, which is just so lovely to hear.
I love that.
And yeah, and for everyone else as well, I think everyone else took something really great from it, which is really, I'm really happy to hear.
It was, you know, it was one of the best. Like, if I look at all of the summits and what have you, it was just so needed at that time. And thank you for putting that together for the people that needed it. It really does take us as a business community being quite nimble, and if we are in a position to help, if you know, you're looking around and people aren't running toward the fire, we need to kind of look for the people that are there, that are saying, actually, it's okay, we're okay, just breathe for a second. There are ways around this. Like I said right at the beginning of this live, how you choose to move your arms and legs in the water will dictate how you get out of it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So what sort of things have you got coming up, Amy, that you're excited about?
Yeah, I've got a few things actually.
Tell us.
Yeah, I've got a membership coming up, which I'm really excited about. So I've been
Amazing.
working towards it for quite a while.
Yeah.
And it's for creative women in the wedding industry. But like I've said, it's probably for those maybe slightly more introverted people. There's people that resonate with somebody that's going to have a bit of a softer approach.
Yes.
But I'm bringing in lots of experts. Deep, as you mentioned, coming in, talking sales. We've got SEO. We've got how to design a beautiful proposal, and then from my perspective, I'll be bringing the creative elements, talking about lots about styled shoots and what they can do to elevate your business.
Amazing. So what can styled shoots do to elevate your business? Because if what I really want to do is, as best I can over the next couple of weeks, talk about events and talk about, you know, our friends in the events or wedding industry. What can styled shoots do for your business?
If done well, they can be a complete game changer, and they were for me. I have my wedding couples mention that they booked me because of the shoots that I've seen, which is what you want, because there's no point, basically, your styled shoots, you're not even just working for free, you're investing models, etc. And there's no point doing that if you're not going to have a goal. So having a goal is essential, but doing them the right way. I always recommend doing less is more. If everything I do, I think less is more, but very much I see lots of people doing lots of them, but maybe not the right way. But if you do fewer of them, but really invest in them and see them as a marketing piece, really.
Very similar to kind of what I've just done with the photo shoot for the book cover. So with the photo shoot for the book cover, we were looking for a money shot. We were looking for the front cover photo. But actually what we got is a whole raft of photos that are in theme that we can use for marketing for the next 6 months for IATQB. So when you do invest properly in your assets, in your marketing assets, and particularly your visuals with events, it pays off dividends, doesn't it? When you've done it, when you've invested in it right. There's a lot to be said. When I first started out, there's a lot to be said for, you know, doing skill swaps or trying to get things that's slightly cheaper, especially if you're kind of scrabbling around a little bit. But there's a lot to be said for getting what you pay for as well with your visuals, which is why having a design stylist, having an incredible photographer really does make a difference to all of the marketing that you do. Again, one of the reasons why I invested in a whole shoot instead of just, you know, I just want one shot. I wanted, 22 pictures that I could share over the course of time that tell different stories, that say different things, but is an aesthetic that people will associate with me and what it is that I do. So it does pay off dividends to invest like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to just put my phone to charge. Sorry.
It's all right. We won't keep you much longer. It's all good.
You can see my cottage.
I love it. I love staying in a cottage. It's dead cozy.
Here we go. I'm on the floor.
Fab. So you've got the membership coming up. Anything else?
I'm doing a brand shoot for a lovely stationer in a couple of weeks. So we're going to have an Airbnb, really bright windows, and really focus on, because get similar to the story you tell. You've got to, for your clients, you've got to really show up. First of all, for you, for the voice, but also as a pet, you have to have shots of you. It's essential.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're all starting to bang around directly outside my door now. I'm starting to regret making that choice at 6:30 this morning.
Yeah.
Can you please close the door? Please, it's here. Here you go. Close the door. She's just stolen one of the bracelets. I was just, get away. Look at her. Look how foolish she is, everyone. Go downstairs, Daddy. Go on. Go away, little idiot. Go on. Oh, God. You can be smart and future-proof your visuals so you can get real value if you plan. Yeah, that's right. I'm just reading some of the comments there. Ivy, I'd like to go downstairs, please. Go on. We couldn't even get this through lockdown. They were all asleep by the end of lockdown. Whilst I was doing this show, all the kids were just asleep at this point. I was just me on my own. Wallace snoring behind me, and the kids all go away, go away, snotty, bubbly nose, Minga. Oh, this is a very professional setup that we've got here, Amy. I'm sure you'll agree. If we can't turn up, if we cannot turn up as real as we are, how can we turn up? So you were just saying about the next things that you've got coming up as well as the membership. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. So brand shoot. So really getting gorgeous visuals of stationer clients of mine. And then I've got, actually slightly different for me, I've got an interior shoot coming up. So a wedding planner that I work with quite a lot. She's a true entrepreneur. It's like, right, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and she's launching an interiors range. So I'm styling that for her.
Fantastic.
And then I'm kind of battening down a little bit for shoot wise and just concentrating on the membership and winter. And
helping get everyone prepared for whatever the next season looks like as well, right?
Absolutely.
So you can do that in a little cocoon, in that lovely safe cocoon of your membership, is really give the people that come and join you that focus that we all need right now to help get strong for when, January, February, March happens again and people start to pop their head above the parapet after this next sort of 6-month wedge, right?
Yeah, because I think they'll be the hardest, won't they? I think after, what, January's sucky anyway, isn't it? It's a pretty crap month.
As a singer, it's not so bad. January is when a lot of the office parties have their parties, but so because they'll often like work all the way through Christmas, and especially if they're like in hospitality or they're in service-based industries, because January goes quiet. Actually, from an entertainment point of view. But that said, there's still no entertainment that's going on that we can really speak of. So there's not that much happens in January. I'll be launching some other things from a speaker point of view then, and some collaborations that are coming up that are really excited. But January is a bit of a sucky time.
I will actually. This January is quite nice. So if fingers crossed, I'll be in Africa. Zambia in Africa for a wedding that I'm styling. Flying on New Year's Eve, so I'll be up in the air when midnight strikes.
When the bells go, it's probably best if you're seeing in a new year. It's probably best to see 2020 like you're not even on this earth. See you later, 2020. You're flying off. So destination weddings as well. Like that must be really exciting to be a part of. I love. Hopping on a plane and then being paid to do it is just even better, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm really fortunate, and I didn't expect it because I've got kind of I've built my brand about being very, very British in terms of, because I love all the history, stately home buildings and so forth. So I built my brand kind of on that. But then I met this incredible wedding planner, Love from Y, and she does a lot of weddings. She's originally from Zambia. She does a lot of weddings in Zambia and Africa as well. And she asked me to go out there in February. We did 5 style shoots over there for the venue, for the marketing for the venue. And then, so we worked really well together. And she's like, right, I'm going to bring you out for all my other weddings. Okay, yeah, all right.
Okay, tick. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, Amy, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I've got to cut the show short because I've got to do all the ringing around the schools and trying to book in bloody COVID tests for children that are now rioting around the house. But thank you so much for joining us and getting up early from your cottage to join us for the show this morning. Please put in the details of anything that you want us to share in the comments of the show, and then anybody who wants to come and check out your membership, which I am 100% positive is just going to be the most lovely and the most welcoming space, especially if you are a creative in the events industry. Please do go and get amongst that. Go and check Amy out on Instagram. Her Instagram is a lovely place. Just go and get lost in the sumptuousness, gloriousness that is the Timeless Stylist on Instagram. Amy, you've been a delight as ever to have a chat to. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. It's so lovely. Enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
That was Amy Hatch, everybody, the Timeless Stylist. Please do go and check her out on the Instagram. It really is super beautiful. The work that she does is just, honestly, it is gorgeous. Also, the style shoots, the brand shoots that she styles are, honestly, they are just phenomenal. So super excited to see more of Amy's work coming out in the future. In the meantime, you guys, are you loving my hair? I got the woo hair this morning, deep. I'm totally digging this sort of ashy blonde thing that's happening over here and over here, and like I'm here for the woo hair. But yeah, it's been a bit of a morning this morning. It's been a bit of a crazy one. I'm going to go and make all the appropriate calls to the appropriate places for my snotty children. If you have not signed up to the Be Heard So You Want to Be a Speaker Challenge yet, do it. Make sure that you do it. We open the doors to the group on Friday. We start the challenge on Monday. So you've got all weekend to sign up. Make sure you do. Our prizes are kicking. So we have got Queen Bee merchandise up for grabs. We've got strategy sessions with me up for grabs. £250 of Amazon vouchers up for grabs. There's loads of stuff that you can get amongst, and you've got to be in it to win it. So get amongst the Be Heard So You Want to Be a Speaker Challenge. Let me help you get talking about your business so that you can reach more people and make more money, especially now. You get to choose how you move your arms and your legs through the water. I'm going to help you. Right, you guys, I will see you in the morning, bright and breezy for, shall I tell you who we've got on tomorrow? Let's have a little look. Hang on. We've got Jessica Staniforth who's going to be joining us tomorrow, you guys. We're going to be talking all things sexy. We've got sex chat tomorrow. So do join us for a little bit of Not Safe for Work earlier at 8 o'clock in the morning with the beautiful Jessica Staniforth. We're going to be talking about sexy times. So do join us for that. I will see you in the morning, bright, breezy, 8 o'clock, the show at Wise Up, Rise Up Show. Get signed up to the Be Heard So You Want to Be a Speaker Challenge. I love you. Have an incredible Thursday. Go rip it up. I'll see you later.